So tonight we're going to bring up two families or two people here, and they're going to tell you about some of their success. So I want to start off, and let's bring up Franco.
Come on, Franco.
And make sure you hold it right up to your mouth. And Franco's daughter is here, so let's wave to Gabby over there.
Gabby.
I told her I was going to do it.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about your family, first of all.
Sure. I was born in Mexico City.
Okay.
My wife is from Venezuela. My family immigrated from Mexico when I was 5 years old. Raised in San Antonio. What else? I met my wife here in Houston, and since being on active duty service for 22 years in the Army, CW4, retired recently.
Nice.
Thank you
How many people in the military?
36 years overall. And I'm a cyber security professional, IT certifications, bachelor's degree in business, and master's in IT, of course.
Huh.
Okay.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
And Marlo, who couldn't join us, but she's a home technician.
Yes,
I like that title.
She homeschools my son, Franco, who currently couldn't make it either, and couldn't do things without them. They are my inspiration.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about why you joined the Lifestyles.
Sure. What I've been doing didn't work, and I was pretty much getting beaten up. Credit cards, not controlling of my finances, and so forth and so on, because I was the primary breadwinner. So when decided to take control of my finance, get more educated, understand, use a budget, and I wanted to explore something alternative to the W-2 world. And I knew I was about to retire soon, and I said, you know what, I think I need to make a change. And when I heard Del Walmsley on the radio, it was, okay, I've been doing some of these, but not all of these. And my mom, it does real estate, but she's learned on her own, and she's another inspiration of mine who I love very much. And I like the fact that whatever I do learn, I sort of share in a lower, in an easy, understandable way for the kids. And believe it or not, they are picking up odds and ends. And we're driving in the car, and all of a sudden, they talk about something like, look at that property over there. Yes, it could use some tender, loving care.
Yes.
So it catches me off guard. So just when you don't think they're paying attention, they are.
Right.
Little sponges, man. They absorb it up. My daughter also.
Yeah.
And my son.
Yeah. So I can't see the yellow name tags out there for the brand new people, but how many people, you're all here, so you've taken that first very important step. So, congrats on being here. But a lot of people have this fear of real estate and all the bad things and, taxes and tenants and toilets and but you're here, and so, but one thing the Lifestyles teaches is we are not slumlords. We don't do it that way, and both of our members tonight, we're going to show you some properties and show you, what we do. Lifestyles teaches best product, best price, and your house is going to be the best house in the neighborhood. We go into all different kinds of neighborhoods, and we are, changing neighborhoods when lots of Lifestyles members starts buying in some of the same neighborhoods. So we're going to show you the property that we're going to present for Franco tonight. And look at the before and after of that.
If I may, this is a World War II era home in Texas City. And for those online, Texas City is located, if you take 45 South going towards Galveston, and then you hook easterly direction, you're going to hit Texas City.
An hour south of Houston, right?
There you go.
Right.
Very good. So it's a pier and beam, meaning that it didn't have a concrete foundation. It was pretty much 3-bedroom, 1 bath. 0 garage on a corner lot, and the backyard was a good size. To tell you the truth, after I took control of the property, I had the key to get in, and I took the kids.
So you took the kids to the picture on the left, huh?
Yes. Well, you didn't see what's inside.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that on the inside.
Yes. when we got back in the car, first of all, I told him not to touch anything. Trying to keep it together here. After I walked them through it, and they did like the backyard, but when we got back in the car and using that microbacterial stuff from the hands, I'm trying not to make you laugh. They said, "Why would I take them to a haunted house?" That's what they said. Quote unquote. I don't know if Gabby and Gianfranco remember that. No, come on. Okay, so that's what they said.
Now, if you lived in the neighborhood and you saw a transformation of one of the houses down the street from you, go from left to right, wouldn't you like that? I mean, most of us get compliments from the neighbors when we move in and start turning these houses around. So this is what Lifestyles teaches. So we're going to talk about this property, and so just you can see the numbers there. But the house was in a neighborhood, so once it was fixed up, it's worth $185,000. You were able to buy it for $77,000. You had a pretty hefty rehab of $75,000. But your out-of-pocket was $25,000, and you're getting $1,700 rent, but you're getting $322 cash flow after all your mortgage payments are paid. And
It was a 3-1. What was the square footage?
1348, 1,348.
I'd just like to see what rehab.
No, it's fine.
yeah,
While you're doing that, if I may,
sure.
I received this notification that this property was up on what is called the email notification or email blast.
I'll teach you all about that this weekend in the 2-day. You could sign up certain levels of membership to get just properties emailed to you by Lifestyles Realty. Basically, do you want this one? Yes or no?
From Jennifer McCormick. She was one of the Lifestyle Realtors.
And Jennifer McCormick, by the way, there's, I think, over 50,000 realtors in the greater Houston area, and Jennifer McCormick, for multiple years in a row, has now finished in the top 10, not 10%, the top 10 of all the 50,000 realtors in the greater Houston area. So she is a superstar. Many of our realtors are just fantastic realtors, and they're out finding, you're not going to go to a regular realtor and find the property on the left, and that realtor is going to realize what a gold mine this is and show it to you. But this is what the Lifestyles realtors do, and they turn them into these numbers for you.
And that's the team. Lifestyles gives you all the tools and the team you need to do this successfully. We have the mentors. We have the successful property operation consultants, right? The successful members of Lifestyles, and then Lifestyles Realty to help you find deals. He got an email, bought the house.
Yes, I met up with Jennifer the following day. We walked the property. She had the incredible vision, because this was my very first one. I had to get over that fear.
Your first one in Lifestyles.
My first time buying lifestyle model property.
Yep.
My very first one.
Because you owned a couple before, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So she said, "Franco, I think this is a pretty good opportunity to convert this one to a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 0-car garage. I mean, 0 property." And she showed me the numbers. It made perfect sense. So when you're looking at the numbers, where can you buy property or own a business for $25,000 that would produce those kind of returns? And so long as I'm the chief financial officer, the CEO, filling in all the blanks, me managing the property, I can do it. I figured I can do it. So that's what we did.
$25,000 out of pocket. You have an equity capture of almost $22,000, right? So that's an 88% equity capture. How many of you would like to make 88% on your money by doing one deal? Copy, right? That's awesome.
Congratulations.
I'm going to talk about the team that helped me put that together, because J&W.
We have a slide on the team. Let's get to that
What
in a
I
second.
wanted to say here is, 2 weeks near the end of the rehab, I always walk the property at least one time a week, and it was a Saturday.
During the rehab.
Exactly. And I was listening 2 weeks before we were done. I go to the front yard and I noticed somebody parked in the driveway, and apparently they were calling the number because I posted a sign out there, and they were asking about it already. And I said, "Well, we're gonna promote it and market it the following Saturday." And she asked me, "Well, are you the owner?" And I was gonna tell her, "Well, I'm the hired help."
So did she lease it?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, but not her. Her or yes?
Yes, it was a family.
Okay, so Franco just told you before the property rehab
Finished.
was complete, he leased the property.
Yes.
Copy? And I'm going to teach you how to do that during the 2-day also. It's amazing that one guy out of 50,000 members and lifestyles leased the property before the rehab was done. Good job, Franco.
Thank you.
It happens more often than you think.
It happens a lot,
It
especially when
should be
you, when people see that transformation. Many times, you will have neighbors coming by. Are you selling this? Are you leasing it? And I'm leasing it. My sister wants to move into the neighborhood. I've been here 20 years myself, and I'd love to get her to move down the street from me. And that happens a lot.
I didn't want to do that, though. I didn't want to take her in there because there was still stuff
It was still a
inside.
mess, yeah.
So I said, I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I will show you. I will give you a quick tour, provided you tell me how much I should rent it for.
Oh. Okay.
I did it. I walked her around. I showed her the first bedroom. I showed her the bathroom. I showed her the house. At the end, she said $1,800.
Wow.
And then one of the mentors, Doug, pretty much said, Franco, you, and then I was honest and I said, look, I'm only going to charge you this, $1,650, provided you qualify before you meet the criteria as taught by Lifestyles, and do you have pets? And she said, yes, 2.
Oh.
Okay, if you have pets, there are rules. I'm not going to accept a dog that weighs
Sure.
a certain weight and or aggressive breed. And then she said, no, they have a little dog and a cat. I said, okay, well, they pay rent too. So it's, I'll leave it at that. So Doug told me, Franco, you missed your opportunity. The market just told you that they're willing to pay you $1,800 a month. So I got to say that.
I'll teach you about leasing, rehab, finding properties, and operations this weekend also at the 2-day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
job.
transparent. I'm trying to
okay.
be fair.
All right.
Everybody wants to open up their book when they get up here.
Okay.
Because
So-
I inspire everybody else too. They do that. The ones that I've met.
Okay, so you already had properties when you came into Lifestyles, and just give us a little bit of brief. Okay, so you were a real estate investor. So why did you decide to join Lifestyles Unlimited?
Okay, bottom line, I've been doing everything wrong. Everything wrong, yeah.
So-
I see you back there.
You mentioned Wilcrest was, you moved out of your house and made it a rental.
It's a townhome. When you come to the 2-day, they tell you what kind of house you should not get.
So Meredith and I, that was how we got a rental property too before I found Lifestyles. We moved out of the house and made it a rental, right?
I used the
Common
VA.
thing,
I
right?
used the VA loan, by the way.
Unsophisticated, I had a VA loan on that house also. Unsophisticated real estate investor. I'm doing all right, making a few $100s cash flow, right? So when did you buy, or when did you make Wilcrest a rental?
2021, the summer of.
Wilcrest turned into a rental in 21 or 06?
No. That was in 2006 because
yep.
because they sent me to Illinois.
Transferred with the
Army,
military?
exactly.
Awesome.
That's right.
And then you bought Walnut Bend?
Yes. Paid cash all out. It's a condo. That, again, what you're not supposed to buy.
Yeah. I'll teach you not to do that at the 2-day this weekend. It's okay.
Being
It's okay.
transparent.
We're getting there. And then you bought, so 2006, and then finally you bought Walnut Bend in
2021.
2021?
Summer.
Okay. And then you bought Madera in,
Then I became a lifestyle member.
started going through
preferred
the
in December.
education.
In December with Dave Fisher.
Okay.
And he was the one that, when I showed him my numbers on the Sunday, I asked him if I'd pull all my 401k stuff out, how long would it take for me to recover? He said 2.5 years.
Okay.
So I did that.
So you bought Madera in 22?
22.
And
Yeah.
then you bought 16th Avenue North this year or last year?
Yes, recently.
This
This
year.
year. Yes.
Okay, so you started in 06, went all the way up to 2022. Is that 15 years? Stage math is hard. I need your help.
16.
16 years?
Ish.
So it took you 16 years to get property. You joined Lifestyles Unlimited and buy 2 within a year.
Yes. And I'm looking at one today, too.
Y'all see that?
That's a,
Good job.
thank
It's
you.
awesome, man.
Didn't know you could protest taxes.
I'll teach you about property taxes and how we make that cash flow tax-free. I'll teach you about that this weekend and also teach you about protesting property taxes this weekend.
Very forgiving.
Yes, that's great.
Okay.
So we ask you for a quote. This is, just give us a little bit about, in your own words, or these are your words, obviously, but how Lifestyles is in the process of changing your life.
Well, I like the fact that whatever I am learning, I'm passing on to ours, an alternative way to not be dependent and to rely on the strengths and talents of others by being interdependent. So I think that's the best thing we can do is
that.
show them our values to our legacy to our kids.
Yeah, legacy
That's what
is
I wanna do.
very important and getting the kids in it. And like David mentioned at the start, your kids under 18 and under are already members and get them in there young and get them started. And so tell us a little bit about your short-term goals and then your long-term goals.
I've always been a lifelong learner. I continue to study. Even though I'm retired, I still like to read upon anything that interests me. The continuation of getting fear out of the way, whether it's by single family, eventually evolving to multifamily.
Okay.
I prefer to own my own small multifamily. So if and when I become an independent rental owner and then a lead,
Yes.
I can look someone in the eye and say, hey, look, I've experienced this, I've done this, I've noticed that, I've made mistakes. However, this is how I plan to rectify things, and give me your money. No, I'm kidding.
And this weekend, I'll teach you about buying single family, small multifamily, being an independent rental owner. You just own the property by yourself, no partners. Or being a lead investor. You own the property, you operate the property, but you take other people's money to partner so you can buy a bigger property. I'll teach you all those paths this weekend.
Or being a lazy passive investor
Or
like
being
me
a
that
passive
doesn't want to do
investor.
anything.
I'll
But
just give you some money, you go do it. Yeah.
that's my life.
Yes, eventually be a super passive
Yes,
investor.
yes.
That's what I wanted to be.
Okay.
Serial passive, super passive.
So who's on your team? So there's 3 mentors in Houston, and you've worked with all of us. We all love Marco. Marco. Why do I keep calling you Marco?
idea.
I emailed him to Marco. But,
Quick when I called you sir.
but I give Franco a hard time. He comes to road trips, and he's my whipping boy. So, but we all love to work with Franco. So,
Okay. Yes.
and Jennifer, you've already mentioned.
Yes, all the mentors here, I cannot say enough. They all rotate and they all provide outstanding advice. Ultimately, you as the owner make the ultimate decision, but it's always good to hear a good alternative way to do things.
And one thing the mentors do is we want to walk you through the entire process. We take your questions, we guide you, and one of the key things I learned from my mentor, one of my mentors, Lynn Murrow, the executive vice president, is that sometimes the mentors need to tell you what you need to do, but more importantly, sometimes we need to tell you what you should not do. And that's one of the big things is pulling you off that cliff when you're about to jump. And so. And that wasn't Marco. Marco was not coming to me with some crazy out of the thing. But what did I say, Marco again?
Franco. So,
Sorry.
if y'all have any
How long have I
questions,
known you? A year?
if y'all have any questions in the room, we have a microphone right
Yep.
here that has been picking up your conversation. So awesome. If you have any questions online, please type them in the
Yep.
chat, and David will relay them to us.
Yeah.
Franco, thank you
Franco,
for sharing your story.
Yep.
But let's get a few
Questions?
questions. Here.
Sure.
We want the online people won't be able to hear you.
Did you add the extra bedroom and bathroom?
Turn on.
Push that green, well, it'll turn green, the red button. There you go.
There it is. Yeah.
Testing. Yep. Did you add the extra bedroom and bathroom to that house you showed us?
Yes, sir. I did. I followed Jennifer McCormick's advice. The stakeholders here, I relied heavily on them because they also provided value-added service in terms of things like scoping the line,
Sure.
suggestions of what else you could look out for that was not initially considered.
Is Jennifer here, by the way? She's usually over there. There's Jennifer.
Jennifer!
Hey, Jennifer.
I'm glad
Top
you're
10
here.
realtor in the greater Houston area. So let's say hello to
You're going to
Jennifer.
be here. That's awesome. Thank you.
And I know, just while we're in for the next question, I know you wanted to talk about your people on your team. So just give a shout out there.
Yes, Jane W. Thank you very much, Antonio. I got Spearhead Insurance. My hard money lender was Kellen Rembert with Searchers Capital. Big shout out to them. They were very responsive when I called and emailed, which is very important to me. When I consider value added, the fact that the communication for me was one of the very top. Bad news does not get better over time, so I rather know on the front end to where I could. So thank you very much. I cannot say enough.
And she's not listed here, but I think she's working with you on a new property, but Kim Sporage is,
Yes.
you're working with her also.
Absolutely. A
Kim's-
big shout out, Kim.
Kim's in the back
I think
there.
she flew in from Dallas. Thank you very
Right.
much, Kim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
She's Lifestyles Finance, a vendor of ours. Yes,
Wow.
phenomenal.
I met
Okay.
her at one of the road trips.
Two questions. One, how long did the rehab take you? And two, did you use the same lender for both your hard money and your conventional?
oh, good question.
I like to take the second one.
Sure, go ahead.
The hard money, I'm sorry, say
So,
that.
did you use the same lender for hard money and conventional?
The hard money was Searchers.
Okay.
And then the
Conventional was Lifestyles Model.
So I'll teach you
Lifestyles
this weekend about
financing.
hard money. Sometimes we buy these properties using hard money, which is a different type of leverage on the property, and different rate and terms. And then I'll teach you about the conventional financing, the way we can buy the properties. And most of the time we do both. But I'll take you through a couple examples this weekend doing that. What was the first question?
The first question was
long did
lead
the
time.
rehab take?
Exactly. The rehab was initially targeted for 8 weeks, but it took 12 weeks.
Nice. Wow, that's a
And
big rehab.
was,
$55 a foot, right?
It was, and like I said, I visited the property at least one time per week, and there were times to where I did not inform Antonio when I was going to go, and then I sat down with him and said, look, every time I go there, I got to tell you, I noticed there are different groups, working on different parts of the house, but they all worked very well together. I didn't see anybody horsing around or none of that stuff, but they were very professional. And due to supply chain issues too, was another reason why it was a delay.
Okay,
So
thanks. Thank you, Franco.
Thank you, Franco.
Thank you very much. Thank you.